Welcome to Clear News Daily for April 30th, 2026. Everything you hear is purely news and facts. We share no opinions and pass no judgment of any kind. Today we cover world news, news from the United States, tech and business, and sports. Let's get started. Now we turn to world news. We have two international stories today. The first direct US-Venezuela flight in 7 years, and a wave of attacks on Jewish sites across Europe tied to an Islamist group with links to Iran. The Miami to Caracas route had been shut down since 2018, when US-Venezuela relations broke down under Maduro. His removal earlier this year opened the door for the US to lift the flight ban. Tens of thousands of Venezuelan Americans are expected to benefit from the restored direct air link. The HAYI group has so far struck in at least 4 European countries, using arson and crude explosive devices to keep costs low and avoid detection. Investigators believe the group is directed or inspired by Iran as part of a broader campaign against Western and Jewish targets on European soil. Now turning to news from the United States. We have two stories today: President Trump signing a bill to end a long federal agency shutdown, and a major shift in how teachers handle writing assignments because of AI. The 76-day shutdown left tens of thousands of DHS workers in limbo without confirmed pay. The new law keeps most of the department running through September, but ICE and Border Patrol were left out of the funding deal, which is expected to fuel more debate in Congress. The survey found that the shift away from take-home essays is one of the biggest changes to classroom instruction in years. Many teachers say they now rely on in-class writing under observation to get a true sense of what students know, a practice not seen widely since before the internet era. Coming up is tech and business news. Today we have a major leadership change at Apple, and a new executive order from President Trump aimed at helping millions of workers save for retirement. Tim Cook has led Apple since 2011, growing it into the world's most valuable company. John Ternus, 51, has overseen the development of Apple's chips and hardware for years and is seen as a strong fit to lead the company as it pushes deeper into AI and spatial computing. President Trump signed an executive order Thursday to help more than 50 million private sector workers who have no workplace retirement plan find and open low-cost accounts. The order targets a long-standing gap in savings access that affects most gig workers and part-time employees. The Treasury Department is expected to launch a website where workers can compare and sign up for plans within 6 months. Finally, we wrap up with sports. Today we have two big NBA playoff results, both from teams fighting to stay alive in their series. Houston had to win Game 5 without Kevin Durant, who is out with an injury. Jabari Smith Jr. stepped up with 22 points, and the team shot well from 3 to keep the series alive. The Lakers will now need to close things out on the road in Game 6 in Houston. Cade Cunningham's 45-point effort was the best playoff game in Pistons history. He matched Orlando's Paolo Banchero, who also scored 45 in a losing effort, making it one of the highest-scoring individual matchups of this postseason. Detroit now needs to win Game 6 on the road to force a deciding Game 7. Here is a quick recap of everything we just covered. In world news, the first direct US-Venezuela flight in 7 years took off from Miami, and Europe is probing attacks on Jewish sites tied to an Iran-linked group. In the US, Trump signed a bill to end the 76-day DHS shutdown, and teachers are dropping take-home writing over AI. In tech and business, Apple announced Tim Cook will step down and John Ternus will take over as CEO, and Trump signed a retirement savings order for more than 50 million workers. In sports, the Rockets beat the Lakers in Game 5, and Cade Cunningham scored 45 to keep the Pistons alive against the Magic. And here are some other stories making news today. In world news, about 60 countries met in Colombia to talk about ending fossil fuel use, with the US not invited. In the U.S., Florida approved a new congressional map that could give Republicans up to 4 more House seats. In tech and business, the S&P 500 closed at a new all-time high of 7,209, capping its best month since 2020. In sports, Sinner extended his winning streak to 21 matches at the Madrid Open. The Michael Jackson biopic set a new opening weekend record for a musical biopic. Netflix launched Man on Fire. And the Billboard Women in Music ceremony honored Tiana Taylor, Tate McRae, and Zara Larsson. And that is a look at some of the other stories making news today. Thank you for watching Clear News Daily for April 30th, 2026. These summaries are shared for awareness to help you stay connected with what is happening around the world. Everything you heard today is purely news and facts with no opinions or judgments. Stay curious and stay informed. We will see you next time. That is a wrap for today. If you found these headlines useful, please like this video and subscribe to Clear News Daily for fresh headlines every day. Hit the bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.